security. Okay. So basically we are talking about network security. Okay, so I think this is module 5. Fine. Okay. Why I'm taking security initially? Because it is one of the most interesting as well as hottest topic, right? So when you have strong interest in security, it can have a lot of scopes, right? So let's start with the electronics point of view. So one of the major threats these days in security is, you already heard of Trojans. You might have heard of Trojans, right?
Yes, sir.
Trojan.
Trojan War, sir.
What?
War game, war game.
Not Trojan. Trojan organ. No, is it? I'm talking about a
नहीं
malware,
सर,
or a
वॉर गेम
Trojan
है
is
क्या
kind of
ये?
a malware.
वॉर गेम, वॉर गेम.
Uh, it may be a game, but actually it refers to a malicious
malware
or
होता है.
yeah, it's kind of malware. Basically, it is usually there are two kinds of Trojans. One is software Trojans and hardware Trojans. You may be referring some game, yeah, naming, there can be a lot of names of Trojan, game, films, and entertainment things. But basically, Trojan, the word comes from a Greek mythology, Greek history. I say Greek history, where there's a war between. If I remember, the country was like Troy. There's a film called Troy where there's a Trojan horse was used to, hide the soldiers and something. So basically, the Trojan in a software is a something uh, which will remain in your system, a software which remains or hidden in your system, and it can open backdoors. It can give your security. It can give your security or your secret information codes, and it can even basically exact definition we can refer to the textbooks. But right now there are a lot of hardware trojans, right? Basically, what software trojan does, it remains in a system in a hidden way. It remains in a hidden way, and it'll take out your passwords, maybe kind of what do you call, it's a keyloggers, no? Have you heard of keyloggers? These terms are very important because these are very important terms in basic terms in security. Keyloggers are whatever you type in your smartphone or your laptop or a desktop. If it is saved somewhere, if by default if it is saved in a text box, for example, without your knowledge, text is saved as a text without your knowledge, and if a third party can access that text, what are the main challenges? All your passwords, all your user IDs will be automatically put in that text. This is already happening in smartphone also. A lot of keyloggers are already available. When you click a lot of apps, lot of messages which is trending messages, most of these trending messages are actually made by these people who have some hackers kind of thing, and they will be acting on your some device, not all devices, some devices, maybe some company, some model, uh, they will be more prone to this attack. So keyloggers basically, you should understand, key, whatever key you press in your system or smartphone will be saved somewhere and logged to someone else. Be logging these details, whatever type is logged to someone else. It's around last 30 years. It's already been last 30 years. Most of these computers which you go to cafes, internet cafes, and those computers which is heavily used in labs. If you go to computer lab, most of the system will have these keyloggers. So that is why it's always preferable that don't use your emails and other personal information in your internet cafes, or even in your labs. You have to be very careful because a lot of students or people use that systems, and mostly there will be keyloggers, right? That is why there are a lot of things which we don't know, because when we are using a system in emergency or accidentally we need to use some internet, we are taking someone help of in a system, outside system, cafe system, or someone else help. So we don't know what are the softwares involved. So whatever we type, if they are saved, it is very dangerous. All our banking passwords, email, Gmail passwords, all those information can be logged to someone else, right? So how it happens? So this is the main function of Trojans. Trojan will be remaining as a silent. You don't know whether your system has Trojan. Even I don't know whether I'm teaching you something, but there may be some Trojans in my laptops or smartphones as well. So at appropriate time, they will open backdoors. Backdoors means they will open some channels through internet to some third party. Some person will be accessing those information, and it's simply text, small text. We have a few KBs, maybe 1 or 2 KBs, and these KBs, this file or text file contains all our information. Whatever we type will have our information. For example, and commonly in labs, I have found this logo. Maybe my Gmail is like this. For example, I'll have some wording like that. And in this, there's a big text box, but I'll release some junk. We are here, something, something. A lot of words will be there, and then I'll see something at the rate canit dot ac dot in, right? Then I see some numbers 9847 ABC, something like this. So now, when the hacker or the person who is checking this text pad or text box, and he's far away, he may be, so suppose we are using a system in India. Suppose these things are happening in India. Maybe the person will be sitting in Nigeria. I'm using Nigeria because of special reason. I'll tell you later. So this person will be sitting in Nigeria, and he has access to our text box. So this text is going to a person in Nigeria. Now you can see here he'll check this thing. Acha, at the rate kennedy.ac.in. Now what is the meaning of this? Yes, there is some email ID coming here, right? Now there is some kind of email ID coming here. Now you'll see a name like this. Rahul something, Rahul at the rate Kennedy. So now he know this is an email ID coming up, which I have typed at some point of time. Maybe that's the date also. Keylogger can store the date also. Maybe 27/9/2021. Someone is typing this. Now immediately after that, you can see some word. Mostly it will be a password, because after typing mail ID, we'll type the password, right? So now the person can easily understand that this email ID password is this, and this is the name of the person is Rahul or whatever. And if you put more information, maybe you typed a phone number also to get the key, security key or something. So you'll get the phone number also, your phone number, whatever. So whatever we type, whatever message we type is now a person is accessing. He is sitting in Nigeria. Now this is the problem right now we are facing. We don't know what are happening, what is silently sitting in our system, right? All this information what we are typing or what we are speaking these days, it is very dangerous speaking. I'm speaking to you, you may be speaking in your phone to someone else, or you may not be speaking in phone to someone else. You'll be speaking with your in her friends, or maybe your parents or your brother sister at home. But this days it is very easily one can tap this information. Even Google has a permission. If you give permission, Google can track whatever you say all 24 hours, and it'll helping its sound recognition, voice. It calls neuro natural language processing. There's a lot of work doing research doing natural language processing, NLP, where the system is trained with a lot of common language. So where this language will get, this language is got from your smartphones, your laptop, whatever you speak in the internet is going to the system called NLP. Although Google asks permission, if you give permission only, it will do that. But there may be other third-party apps or which may be stealing your information. We don't know actually, because our devices or smartphones are very smart, sometimes more smarter than we are. Why they are more smarter? Because they are controlled by more expert people like hackers. They may be putting a lot of lot of hackers may be putting a lot of apps or some trojans or worms or spywares, malwares, whatever. So all this we don't know what is happening. So this kind of things, whatever we speak, whatever we discuss, whatever we even do can be stored or given to a distant, maybe a person sitting long away, US, Russia, even different countries who are hacking. In China, India is facing a lot of threats from China, especially in hacking. So that is that we'll discuss later. Okay. Now what is this problem? when they access our security information, they can access all our information, maybe phone number or banking password. So we don't know um, when our data is steal, when some money is someone is someone is purchasing from our bank account. We don't know what is happening. Sometimes without OTP also they can do purchasing these days. So lot of threats are doing coming up every day. Every day people are losing millions or billions of amounts from these hackers and malware people, and we don't have security experts available. A lot of shortage of security expert because this field is not easy to catch up. A person who need wide variety of knowledge to catch up in this field. He need to a good network. Basic network understanding is required. Network itself two things: hardware and software and hardware. Okay, then we need a good idea of operating system, basic how operating system working in smartphones, in laptops, etc. And network, OS, and algorithms, how algorithms or softwares are working, third party apps and all those things, and web design, all those. So all those things needs very good understanding for an electronics person. Here we are already very good at computer architecture. We know how the digital electronics work, so we know hardware. Based on this hardware of computer architecture understanding, we obviously can have good understanding OS also. Because basically, if you understand computer architecture, it's not difficult to understand OS, computer operating system. So this area we are very strong. This area and electronics engineers is very strong. But what we need to understand is how the software is working and some aspects of OS, kernel, scheduling, and all those things. So we had to learn all those things. So it'll be a very good as a market is very highly demand. In market, there's a huge demand for the security expert, and electronics engineers can fit that needs. Okay. So now coming back to the Trojan, we all discussed this to understand Trojan. Now, my whole point is till last 30 years we have software Trojans. Now we have hardware Trojans. So software Trojans, as you understand, it is software which will be remaining in your system without your knowledge. They'll be stealing your information, spying on you, waiting for some time to uh, crack on your information or your banking, whatever. Now, what is hardware Trojan according to you? Can you guess what is hardware Trojan?
Sir, can I ask one question?
Yeah, sure.
Sir, latest in the newspaper, it was something related to Pegasus.
Ha. Yeah, Pegasus. Yes.
Sir, so can Pegasus be called as Trojan?
To be frank, I didn't read much about Pegasus. Mostly, it is a Trojan only. Yeah, it is a high-level Trojan, but I don't know whether it is software Trojan or hardware Trojan. Mostly, it is a I don't know. Mostly, it is a hardware Trojan, I think. So basically, hardware Trojan are latest these days. I don't know. Pegasus is a software or hardware. You can read about it. I don't know actually. I
Sir,
didn't read
it is
about it.
software Trojan, I guess, because
Okay.
it was something related to hacking the software.
Okay, yeah. So
Yes,
basically,
sir.
software, it is like a small app or small program which is
Yes,
remaining in
sir.
some part of your operating system or some application you downloaded. Okay, so
Yes,
that is
sir.
Pegasus, maybe like that. You can read about it. I don't know.
And
Uh,
sir, as far as I know about hardware Trojan, it's something related to giving a mail or a call and then accessing all the information, I guess.
that also
Some
come in
random
software.
calls.
Yeah, that also
Okay,
come
that
in
also.
software only because while using mail, or something, yeah, because mail anyway, all those things works on applications. Applications are basically softwares, right? Why I'm putting this
Yes,
Change in
sir.
before because
circuit,
hardware Trojan. Yes.
change in
Yeah, can
circuit
you repeat?
of the hardware.
Yes, they are hardware. That is the most important part. They are very important to electronics engineers because we have to understand them, track them. So that is why I'm putting this here. Let me join using one more account. Okay. So hardware trojans are actually circuits, real-time hardware. They are hardware actually. They are digital circuits. They are digital circuits, and they'll
Sir,
be. They are actually. Yeah.
sir, any example
Yes.
of hardware Trojan because I'm not getting it.
Can you
Any
repeat?
example of hardware Trojan?
Sir, I see.
Okay, maybe I'm not able to hear.
Sir, any example of
Yeah,
hardware?
yeah, sure. So,
Yes,
yeah, I'm giving. Am I audible? Fine.
yes, sir,
One
you
minute.
are.
Okay. Okay. I hope I'm audible. Fine. Fine. So hardware
Yes.
Trojan is okay. Anyone, can you give me feedback? Okay, it's audible, right? Fine. Okay. That's it. Okay, so hardware Trojan is nothing but a part of circuit. It can be a digital circuit, simple circuit, right? It may have some simple gates. Am I audible? Right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible? Right. Fine. It can have some simple gates, 2, 3 gates, some NOR gate, NAND board, NOT gate, and whatever gate it have, and some input and a small part of circuit. But the point is, the hardware Trojan, unlike software Trojan, it is put really into hardware. A lot of transistor gates or modules, small, it will be small only, a very small part of circuit, because I cannot make it big because it will be easily detected. Now, the importance is this circuit will be triggering only at a particular point of time. For example, say DD, MM, YY. It may be triggered within the circuit that it will be activated at this point of time. And what will happen is when it activates this point of time, it will be connecting to your system or your smartphone or laptop to a remote system. Specified IP address may be specified here, 192.12.3 dot something like that. So it is predefined. This hardware is going to connect you towards some remote location, which no one is aware. The owner or the customer who is using the smartphone or laptop don't know what is happening. But at a particular point, this is the activation of Trojan. Trojan will remain silent all over the years, maybe for years, it will remain silent. But at a particular point, maybe some date here, month here, year, it will get activated and it starts sharing some very important information to a distance location or smartphone or server. Maybe it may be some like key logging, or some it may be sharing some system information. So maybe the sites which we are, or with the banking which we are doing, whichever websites or servers we are. So whatever, it can be any information, but it is opening a door. It is a connection between a remote system and a system or a location far away from the. Okay, so this is only difference is hardware. It is completely hardware. Now, why it is so important? Now, hardware Trojan has become important last 5 to 10 years. I think Samsung had a problem. One of the chips, we don't know which chip, which had a Trojan, which Samsung also didn't realize actually. Why? Why this happening? Because in one processor, if you have seen VLSI technology, in one simple chip, we have billions of transistors. Billions of transistors are there in one chip, transistors. Now what happens when you send this chip to the fabrication unit? Usually India doesn't have a fab, unlike unfortunately we don't have a fab. But yeah, we have a fab at Chandigarh, SCL Chandigarh. But yeah, but it's not, it is 180 90 nanometer technology or 180 nanometer. But the thing usually what we do is we send to the China. China is TSMC, or we'll send the US, or even I think France or some area, Europe will send. So whatever a design, it may be processor, it can be a RAM, GPU, or graphic, whatever. It can be anything. And we'll send our design to fabrication in China or Europe or US. Then they will give us their chip. Whatever our design, they will make the chip out of it and give us. This is not only even if we make chip, this is happening even industries also. Industries also want chips. They design their chips, they send to fab. Now, when the fab, whatever happening in fab, the billions of transistors are fabricated, who knows? Maybe 20 of the transistors are acting as Trojans. We don't know. Maybe 20, maybe 30. Even out of billions, we are not able to understand what is each transistor doing when they are triggered. What is the logic? Because once it is fabricated, we have a design here. We have design here. Once it is fabricated, you might have a refresh IC technology. There are different photolithography process, mask happening, etching for this ionization, doping, whatever, and then we'll get a chip here, silicon wafer. A lot of chips are happening now. In this chip, who can correlate with our design? It's very difficult. The chip and the design to correlate is very difficult. So even if a small, minute part of a chip has some Trojan, it is practically impossible to detect whether this is a Trojan or not. Even big companies, even Samsung, even Sony, and I don't know Sony, but Samsung, there is a lot of recent news. One of the chips had a Trojan, and so right now, even fabs also, there are a lot of fabs also. How can we trust it? how can we understand our chip is safe? We are talking about chip. We are not talking about software at all. Even in software, we are not able to detect how to detect in hardware. So this may be activated long time. So that is why you can see there are a lot of restriction in Chinese gadgets, even communication. Why India is lagging in 5G? Because India could have launched 5G much earlier, but most of our 5G devices are coming from China, Huawei companies and all those things. But these days Huawei are black marked, they are blacklisted because in US, because they have blacklisted because they feel that Chinese companies lacks trust. They have this kind of Trojan inbuilt into their systems, which opens backdoors to which backdoors to their servers or their hackers or their government, and they can access information from the devices, Chinese devices. So most of the communication devices was actually manufactured in China, or not only manufactured in China, maybe manufactured in US or India or Singapore or Malaysia or even Taiwan. But they were designed by or at least they had the control, monopoly of the Chinese Huawei company. A lot of companies are there. So we are doubting and blacklisting these companies. So we have to make our own devices. So when we blacklist these companies, they are the world's best companies in 5G and other technologies. So we are lagging because we cannot right now buy them directly. A lot of restrictions are there. So compatibility issues are there. We have some kind of hardware. We are developing our own hardware, which may not be compatible to the existing 5G. And so this kind of happening. I think if you read the papers, a lot of Chinese companies has been blacklisted. So why? One of the reason is security. The people are lacking trust in Chinese because Chinese devices. Because of this, they may have Trojans because their government may be supporting. The government itself may be supporting this Trojan so that it can, it can enhance the data gathering, say intelligence from other. So you may think how this countries act like this. There are a lot. Even India. I don't say that India has been very good in this hacking. Offense we don't have much this. I think last few years we have, but very few countries are very strong in offense. I mean cyber attacking. Cyber defense is good, okay, but cyber offense is very less thing. So what happens is we can see they start with, you may have getting some lot of requests from your social networking, Facebook, WhatsApp. Someone will say, someone having, you feel that okay, I know it, but there's a lot of there's a lot of people coming from outside countries. They may be putting the image of someone as a friend or a boy or a girl, whatever, and you may accept as your friend or something. That is starting. And believe it or not, there are few cases. There may be military people disguising as friends from different countries, and we don't know actually. And most of this hacking starts from there. We trust some website, we trust some social networking person who is acting as a friend, but actually once we started opening the messages or clicking whatever messages we are getting, then we are actually in a compromised situation, right? They may put some trojans, they may put some malware in us, and we are actually giving them a lot of information, although we don't have some secret information. But still, as a security point of view, for example, as a security person, it is very important that if I have access to a lot of my opposite country, so I'm facing some we have some opposition from another country, for example China or Pakistan. So the more I have access to their information, it can be very helpful. For example, in time of war or something, I can take control of their power grid is internet control these days, or I can take the control of their nuclear power plants or even general power plants. So all these are in network. We have SCADA, smart grids, all those. So if I am able to access the control of the network using civilians network, if my system is compromised, my system might have some data linked to password of the, or at least some data linked to my power sector, or say electricity bill or electricity sector. So I can make it shut down. I can make the shutdown. If someone accessing my system is some expert hacker is using my system, can access all the resources what I'm using. So an expert person can even shut down the electricity. This happened in US and even Bombay also. This happened last year or something. The whole, it was a little blackout. It's called blackout. Blackout means the whole city doesn't have any power. So the lift, the metros, everything is shut down. Even the buildings which have 120 stairs or 120 floor, If the lift is not working, people are trapped. People are trapped at the top floor, even lift, and so even metros are trapped. So when a country gain access to the civilians, networks or billion systems or laptop or smartphone, it can do a lot of things. So these days, most of we have to be very careful while accepting or using social networking sites, all those things which we don't know, who don't know. There may be a lot of people we may not be knowing. Yeah, who is this? We don't know, but at least they are in our friends group, and we are used to sending them and accepting messages. We are clicking them. So most of the 90 or 60 to 40% of systems are already compromised. Any nation, any attacking nation can easily control a lot of systems, a lot of, even if they block our internet using a lot of viruses sending to us, we'll be sending to our contacts, and these are automatically a lot of viruses already. Whatever contacts we have in your smartphone or in our social networking, they'll be automatically sent to this. Without our control, they can be accessed. So there are a lot of things happening in security, and we don't have proper even curriculum also. Although a lot of universities are improving the btech in security, btech in computer science specialization. So what my point is, security is becoming very important. And trojans, we cannot detect trojan. We don't know whether your system, my system, have a trojan, hardware trojan or software trojan. Is very impossible unless you are expert. If you are very alert that what is happening in your system, why it is slow, if there is something running, we may sometimes you can see the command prompt in your system running. We don't know what is running. So a lot of software, a lot of apps are running parallelly in our system, and we don't know actually. That is another thing. And most of the operating system which we use, whether it is Windows or even Linux also, and they have hundreds and thousands of weaknesses. Lot of weaknesses they already have. No, only we may not know, but the experts know all those things, right? So if you see, if you update any software every weekly, you'll get update. Maybe Windows are every day they have update, but every day they are catching thousands and thousands of these viruses, trojans, and they're detecting. And we are not even updating even in once in a month or even once in a year. That means all our this are outdated, and there is high chance of security flaws here. Although it's not recommended that every day we update, but still. But so a lot of weaknesses or a lot of we call it vulnerability. There is a correct word in security. There are a lot of vulnerabilities. These vulnerabilities are those things which can be utilized against us. There is a weakness. We can say weakness. So best way to explain security analogy, security is through analogy. Security to analogy. What is analogy? Analogy is something which we compare. Whatever
Comparison.
we study. Yes, exactly. Comparison. So the best way to compare the security example is to a home. You have a home. Everyone has a home. So this is your home. So in home, there are a lot of, we are making sure the door is properly locked. We are locked properly, and we make sure that the lock is good, very good. We have good quality lock, good quality Godrej lock. We have bought very good quality Godrej lock and lock it. But we may think it is secure, but it doesn't matter actually whether which lock you're using. We don't care, because even if you very strong door, we are putting very strong lock, maybe your window is vulnerable. Your window is weak, someone can break through your window. So you may think, okay, let me lock the window also. I will lock the window using metal cases, and again very good lock security system. But still it doesn't matter. As soon as your roof is weak, someone can jump through your roof. So that is the problem with security. The more we strengthen any part of your security, there will always be vulnerabilities. So the best example is chain. Whenever you have a chain, whenever you have a chain, when we give some pressure to the chain, what happens? Even we make one link very strong. We are making one link very strong. What is this link? Maybe this is your lock door. Yeah, you say my door is very strong. No one can enter to this door. This is door only. But other places are weak. Other places are leaks. Places are weak. So we say any strength, security strength, is depending upon the weakest link. Weakest link. That means if you are trying to break the chain, it will be breaking by the weakest link. So whichever is the weakest portion of your security, that will be exploited. So that is called vulnerability. Vulnerability. Okay, so weakest link there, I think. So every OS, every smartphone apps or whatever, they have billions of weaknesses. Ways which hackers can exploit. Only an expert can exploit these things. And as by blessing or something, most of the experts are not hackers, or they are not want to do negative things. But there are a lot of some person, 30 to 40% experts are having negative intentions to steal money, maybe to whatever. So you know that. So this is the important security. So whatever we do to security, there is always a weakest link. The more we strong other things, it doesn't matter. The weakest thing always will be there, right? So this is the best example. Is most of the textbooks give this. So that is the reason we need to go for understanding cryptography. We need to understand a lot of security protocols, a lot of security techniques, a lot of digital signature, digital authentication mechanism. Okay, so that is important. So whenever you talk about security, you think about your home. Whatever strength you need, whatever strength you keep your lock and other things, but still there will always a weakest link, right? So to make everything perfect is impossible. So there is always we cannot assume that no one is going to attack our system. There may be attacks, so we have to be ready. That is the main thing. We have to be alert. That's the only thing. Okay, now this system, this analogy goes further. So we can define the attack and all those things using this thing. Say for example, an assault on the system. We know if someone is attacking our home, someone is entering our home to steal money, right? That's an assault. So in system also, in computer perspective also, network security perspective also, attack is an assault on the system. An attack is an assault on our system, or use whatever assault on the system. Someone is trying to break into your home and steal money, taking your notes or valuable things. So that is an attack. Now, what's a threat? Threat happens when there's a vulnerability. Maybe when there is a roof, there is a hole in a roof. Now, this is a vulnerability. This is a vulnerability, and vulnerability can expect some threats. There is some threats. So, the definition is a possible danger that might exploit a vulnerability. So, that is called a threat. In computer science, also, network security, the threat is a possible danger that can exploit a vulnerability and weakness. Vulnerability. Okay, so all these terms are related. You can study comparing to your home example. So threat is something, a potential for attack. There can
Sir, you are
Okay,
not audible.
so I think that's analogy is sufficient. So we have different security protocols, like we have strong locks, strong doors, some alarms we can keep. So once we cannot assume that no one is going to enter our system. So but we can have a good alarm. Yeah, if some alarm. Okay, wait. Right now, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Right. Okay, sorry. So basically, my point is that we can take the analogy of home and see what is the definition of threat. It's a possible danger that can exploit a vulnerability. An attack. Attacks an assault on a system. Will try to steal something. Deliberate. It's a deliberate. Attack is always a deliberate. Deliberate intention. Someone is intentionally planning and taking. Deliberate. So that is an attack. And then another thing is, yeah, attack can be two types. Attack can be passive or active. Attack can be passive, attack can be active. Passive or active. Okay. So one of the main problems in security is we don't know actually when we are attacked. Sometimes the things will be remaining until 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 something attack happens, until some data is missing or some bad things happen. So we don't know actually when we are attacked, and once we are attacked, we don't know where to go for. There is no proper security, what we call regulations till now. Cyber security regulations is not strong. Cyber security. Say, one of my friend got 20,000 stolen from his account. It was like ATM delivery. Someone has taken money from his ATM, but that was not from India. Someone from outside. And we don't know where to report. We'll go to police station. What they'll do? Cyber security. We don't have proper resources. How to complain? Where to complain? We don't know. But in the analogy, we can say in the home, thief is attacking or thief is stealing something from a home. We can see him. We can see him running. We can see where he is coming from. We can see him. He'll be putting some proofs. We can see he has walked from here. If he forensic, we call forensics. They'll take the forensic fingerprints. They'll take this hair and all those things, and they can test it the database. So that happens in real life when some robbers enters a home. But the case is much different and difficult in case of cyber internet. Someone is entering your system, we don't know, we don't see it, and only unless you're so expert in cyber security, cyber forensics, you'll not be able to track the person, which link he used, which IP address is coming from, which device or which vulnerability he's using. Is he using the vulnerability of your Windows or your Linux, or is he using vulnerability of some of the apps? Maybe Google is using, maybe some other software which already running on the system, or it is maybe some Trojan happening. So we don't know actually what is happening because our knowledge is very limited, and there is regulation, less awareness among people what to do when some attacks comes, how to secure your passwords, right? So people are being cheated every day. There are calls from a lot of big organizations. There are big buildings, maybe multi-story buildings of hackers, and their main agenda is to make money. And I don't think it is India, but India also there's a lot of scamsters and fraudsters with big offices. And Russia, China, and all this, Nigeria, these kind of places, we have big organizations just for stealing money. So that is my point. Like when the systems are connected, the more devices are coming. Am I audible?
Sir, sir, it is related to carding.
Can you carding? What do you mean carding?
सर कार्डिंग सर उसमें कार्ड जो
Carding
होता है वो
means I
हैक
didn't
कर लेते
understand.
हैं सर वो भी वो कुछ ही
Card means
दूसरे
you mean
मतलब
debit
कंट्री
cards?
CAR यस सर
Yeah,
डेबिट कार्ड सर तो
yeah.
उसमें तो सर
There
जैसे
is
वो
there is not only
जो भी
based
हैकर्स
on
रहते
card.
हैं
Yeah, there are a lot of
वो तो सर ऐसे भी
duplicate. Yeah, go
सर
on. Yeah,
जैसे
please.
अभी मैंने रिसेंटली देखा था जैसे सोशल नेटवर्क्स पर वो बहुत ऐड वगैरह भी देते हैं कि पर्टिकुलर कमोडिटी हम कम प्राइस में दिला देंगे एंड वी आर डूइंग कार्डिंग तो उन लोग को पकड़ क्यों नहीं रहे हैं जब वो लोग इलीगल काम कर रहे हैं तो
Yeah, that is the problem. Say, there is, ma'am. Just think of it. When a person enters our home, for example, some thief entered my home, robber entered my home. Okay, and he stole something, but maybe I have seen him in security camera. My security camera has tracked him. Okay, now we report to police. I know when I have something missing from my home and someone has stole it. I report to police. Now police will come to me and he will ask for proof. Unless we have a valid proof, we cannot arrest a person. First of all, and they need to make a FIR. They need to note that okay, this may be the reason. And if CCTV camera is well and fine, but court doesn't recognize digital image as a proof. You should remember that also. But police can make a case out of it. This person history is he was there here, and lot of things you need to combine. Then only you make a case. Then only you can arrest the person. Okay. So this is procedure is a lengthy, and we have been doing for last 100 or 50 years from the British time. But when cyber attack comes,
सर लेकिन कुछ तो करना चाहिए
we
क्योंकि वो
don't.
तो फुल एडवर्टीजमेंट कर रहे हैं जैसे
Yeah,
इंस्टाग्राम पे
कुछ
पोस्ट
तो
डाल
करना
रहे
चाहिए
हैं
इसलिए we are having this course and we are having this discussion. We cannot do
सर
because,
क्योंकि सर
ma'am, you should remember a robber is will be nearby. He may be in near street or maybe in next state or even next. But in cyber security, the stealing or the hacker may not be in this country. He may be in the continent only. He may be in Nigeria. He may be South America. So first of all, we don't know how to track him. We don't know. We less few experts are there how to track using cyber forensics. There's a field called cyber forensics and within cyber security, how to track someone has stolen some money from my account, how to track him. which systems he used, which IP address he was using, which even we are tracking how to who will go to Nigeria and track him. This is the problem. Although cyber laws are not strong right now. Cyber laws are
Hmm.
only coming up. Every day we are improving our cyber laws, right? So we don't know how to,
Hmm.
how to make a case out of it. If you go to police, what they'll ask? Oh, what can I do? What can I do? We
Yes.
don't, because they don't know also. So we have cyber cells. So we have new cyber cells coming up, but still we are very backwards in this thing. People are stealing millions every day. Millions are getting stolen, but no one. We cannot do anything. We can just sit and watch until it happens to us. We may do something. We may try to improve our security. But my whole point is, this field is going to grow very fast. There'll be a lot of demand for cybersecurity professionals who are very experts. If you're expert in this field, per year, per hour, you'll be paid, because all the companies are facing security issues. Now, what is the main reason
Sure.
for security flaws? I'll tell you. The main reason for security flaws is because till last 30 years, I don't say last 30 years, because all our currently operating system, hardware, all those things, they were designed not thinking about security. They were not thinking about security in the first place. So what do? We make a home. First, we make a home, then we think, okay, let me have a good, strong lock because I need security. Because after making our system, after making our software, after making our software or hardware, now we are thinking about security. Cycle we are following the last 30-40 years. But that is a weakness there. Unless we think of security, in the initial years, initial design stage is very difficult to employ security at the top level. After you make home using plywood or plastic, then after 5 years you're thinking, oh, I should be putting very strong cement or concrete. No, you don't have any option, because you already made using so simple bricks and sticks. So that is happening right now. All our security, all our softwares, all our hardware, they were designed. They were designed not thinking about security. They were thinking about our easiness, our how to easily communicate, how we easily utilize this bandwidth, how to improve performance. But we are not thinking about security. But right now, this is the catchy point. This is a point in history when any design which is going to be deployed in the internet or in any outside space, security has to be prime concern. The first topmost priority should be security. First, think of security. Based on security, you think of performance. You think of power distribution, all other factors. And at least take security into primary consideration. Not like security, I'll consider last. Let me buy lock and key last. No, your home itself is weak. Your fundamental is weak, right? Your fundamental architecture is weak. So security has to be prime architecture level before designing your hardware, before designing your software. And security is the primary thing. So that is not happening right now. So what we do, we patch up things. We try to patch up things. How patch up? Okay, let me put a good log, let me put some cement here and there. But your window is not even strong, so there's no point of making it more cementic and all those things. That means your device itself is weak. Your apps which you're running on your memory buffers are easily attacked by viruses and worms and trojans. So the main security flow is already there. So patching up is just update your security software update. Your Windows you go for every day there's a software update. Your even Android we have software update. Why they're updating? Because they are being exploited. Latest there are a lot of hackers who are trying to exploit this weakness. So they need to update every day. So those who are not updated for many years, they may face the problem. And believe it or not, many of the security companies, they themselves make this, viruses, worms, and trojans, right? Because unless people are not feeling the real need for security, say if I am starting a antivirus company, if I start an antivirus company, uh, I don't like people to be secure, right? If everyone is secure, who will buy my antivirus program? No one will buy, because everyone is happy. You're happy. Pallavi is happy. Ragini is happy. Shalini is happy. So what I'll do, I myself will design some viruses, right? So what I'll do, I'll deploy them. I deploy them, then everyone is feeling, oh, there is a lot of problems. I should buy some antivirus. Then I'll come with my antivirus. Then I'll say, oh yeah, this is a special antivirus. His name is from Rahul company. You should buy it. It is very safe. Why? It is very safe because I know, because virus only I have made my own virus which is attacking you. I only know how to counter it. Now you'll be forced to buy. So this is happening not only in cyber world, it's also happening in the medical world also. You make virus and you sell the vaccines. So this is happening everywhere. Okay, so see, this is called a business model. This is called business model. It's nothing, just nothing but to make money. Okay, so security is very important because we don't have protocols. We don't know when we are attacked. We don't know till now the vulnerability or opponent or thief is lying in our system or is waiting for a correct moment. And maybe you can read about dark web. This is another huge topic which you can read about. So these days we are surrounded by a lot of traps. Dark web is an area where all this, all these illegal businesses like, drugs trafficking, even, all these illegal things happen. And all our most of our details, credit card details, all those things are already in the dark web, and they are actually in a market. There's a market, like it's like market. There's some there is a seller that, okay, I have credit card details of 100 Indians, 100 Indian or 100 people from Delhi, 100 people from Lucknow. So there are a lot of sellers. These people have either credit card information, they'll be stealing. Now once I had to buy, they maybe I need to pay $100. I'll pay $100, I'll get these things. I may be hacker and I'll try to make money. I may be trying to get the personal details of maybe some one person, and this have all the personal details also. So in dark web, all these are sold. All this kind using the cryptocurrency. They use the cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency. What is cryptocurrency? This not actually
Yes, sir.
recognized by Indian government, but
Sir,
this are used in the dark web and cyber
physical वो
world
में नहीं
and a lot
रहता.
of underground things,
Sir,
mainly used for drug traffication. Yeah, so yes, and they can later they can convert into physical money using some. So all these things are happening. So we don't know. We are surrounded with a lot of traps every day, and we don't know what all things are going to happen in next 5 to 10 years. Okay, so everything is weak. Everything is weak unless we think of system security in the first. We are going to face a lot of problem. All our systems, hardware, software, have not been designed thinking of security in the first place. But right now we are forced to think of security in the first place, along with the performance, along with the power dissipation and all those performance criteria, customer side, usability of operation. We have to think about security in the first place. Last patching up is not a good option. Okay, so that's it from the security point of view. Now we'll discuss something finally about what we discussed last class. So we'll just draw as a brief thing about last class we discussed something. So basically you should understand security is a growing area. As hardware engineers, we have a very good role to play because most of this forensics, cyber forensics, they need network administrators, because a lot of these routers and this switches, hubs, they are working on processors. Some there are FPGAs, field programmable gate arrays. Some are designing microcontrollers. Some are designing microprocessors, and these are in using servers. Servers use memory processing and all those things. So as hardware engineers, we'll be better situated to understand the thing. At least if you put some effort to understand the software part. What is the software, what is the IP address, how they are communicating, how the different routers are communicating. So I have a lot of friends. Some are already in the defense also, and they are working in security because we are getting a lot of threats every day. So we need, say, every military in the world will have cyber defensive unit as a cyber offensive unit. So there's a lot of scope in cyber security if you are able to put a bit effort in this area, right? So I want to conclude what we discussed last class. So what the sender, I'm talking about sender. We have a sender and sender have a message, right? This is a message. This is what we discussed. So, and just to make it scientifically, so we have message. Now this message cannot, I do not want the message to send directly because it will be hacked or tracked by cracked, whatever. there will be some person who is waiting to hack my message. So I'll do some kind of transformation T, some kind of transformation I need to do in the message. So how you do transformation? There you need some encryption kind of thing. So what I'll do, I'll put some secret code, I'll use some secret information. Using some secret information, I'll transform my message. This is very important, else you are gone, right? So this can be termed generally as a key. Using a secret key, you're locking, right? You have a lock, your secret information. Using secret information, your message are doing a transformation, some kind of transformation kind of ciphertext. Now after this ciphertext, it is converted to secure message. Now this is converted to secure message. No intruder can read this easily. All the experts can read anything, but at least a common hacker cannot be read. So this is called ciphertext. Ciphertext, because we have encrypted it using some secret key. Now we have a channel. Now this message can go to the channel. So the channel, like communication channel, we have a channel. Now this will be going to channel, and now the receiver, what he will be doing? This will be doing the just opposite. Now the first it will be receiving the secure message. What we are exactly decoding or decrypting, but basically decryption in the network terminology. This is same as ciphertext. Now again, this is a transformation to the original message. Now this is a ciphertext or the transform message. Now the ciphertext is go to the secret. Now the secret key, again I need the secret information. This is secret information. So this is the key. He also have some kind of key, and now the transform message can give me the original message. And this is the receiver R. This is sender, I call it S. Receiver is R is here. Okay. Now these are the different stages. Now here, very important stages. Very important part I am not told is, yes, here there is who make the rules. Who make the rules? Is the question. Who make the rules? Who make the rules that you can send using T, who can receive this World Wide Web servers are there. So these rules are made by some party, we call trusted party. It can be Google. Say for example, you are using your Gmail, you're using your Facebook, you're using WhatsApp. They have their own servers. So this will be you're accessing. Now you are the sender. You are the sender here. The Gmail may be the receiver and helping you to reply with your web page, reply you to whatever your web page is there. It is replying you with the message. So this trusted party is always there. Trusted party will be allowing you to communicate each other with their servers or something. But at the same time, we have the opponents of the airdroppers. We call airdroppers. So they will be waiting. Sorry, they will be called opponents. So okay, so we call here that other than that we have opponents. What are they trying to do? They're trying to catch the information. The trusted party is trying to make rules. They're trying to make the communication easy, but the opponents are trying to take out the information. Right. So the T here, T stands for the transformation. Here the message is transformed to a ciphertext. Right. And so we'll take some small example, then we'll stop here. So for example, so what are the important points here? Just trying to finish the important points. So important points here, this is a model for now. When you think of security, we need a model for security. What are the different important points of security here? One is whatever rule, there should be some rules, right? We are discussing on some rules. There will be who designed these rules? That is the question. Now for this we need to design an algorithm. This is the first stage, right? Whatever security model we are talking about, we need to make a protocol. First Alice will send or Bob will send, then who will log, then who will take the key, etc. So first design an algorithm, then generate a secret code. You can say secret information. That is nothing but transforming our original message into a ciphertext, right? So we need a key. Secret key here. And key has a lot of features. It should be big. It should be 64-bit. It should be 128-bit. Something like that. Big key, so that it is more difficult for the hackers. Third point is we need to develop methods for distribution and sharing our information. Develop methods. We develop a lot of methods for sharing. Method for sharing. For sharing what? Sharing the keys. Sometimes the Alice and Bob will be doing some protocols. Sometimes they have to share. That is what you discussed last time. Public key. There are two types of key. Public keys and private keys. Public keys are available everywhere. All over the internet, I need to share my public keys. So I need to design methods for sharing those keys. How I'm going to share it? The last point is protocols. I should know what are the protocols, specific protocols I'm going to use it. So these things depends your perfection or your depth in security, how much different levels of security you can do. First, you need to design algorithm. Then we need the use of information key. Then we should know some methods for sharing all over the internet. We need to share our public keys, and we need a lot of protocols. How I'm going to use this algorithm and information and to make our security effective. So we need some protocols or techniques, we can say. These are very important thing. And maybe I'll add one more point here, then we'll stop here. Okay, so one more point I want to add is how we do one Caesar cipher, maybe Caesar cipher. I don't know spelling. Caesar cipher. This kind of cipher which we discuss. So, for example, I have a code here. You need to. I'll just give an example, and I'll give some homework so that you can do the decryption or encryption of that thing. So let's take an example of simple. So I have a message. Now let's see how I'm going to decode it or encrypt it. Okay, if you don't have time, we can tell we can leave, or let's we have time, we can continue. Can we continue? 5 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so 5 more minutes. So let's see one practical example of what you have just discussed. Say, for example, I have a text which I need to send. Maybe anything, any random thing, hello or something, right? To the receiver. This is my message I have, and I have to decrypt it and convert into a cipher text. The cipher text I need to use it for sending, and the receiver end it has to be decrypted. Now let's say we are taking example of Caesar cipher. Caesar, C-E-A-S-C, Caesar cipher. I'm not sure the spelling is right. Caesar cipher. In Caesar cipher, what we use? We have different numbers like A, B, C, D, E till Z, right? So each of this, I think I've shared a video last time, whether you have seen or not, something related to that we are discussing today. So now each of this alphabets has some numbers. Let's A have 0, B have 1, C have 2, D have 3, and so on. And what will be the value of Z? 26, is it right?
25.
Yes, sir. 25.
No, it is not. Yeah, 25. Yeah, it is 25, right? Because we are starting from 0.
25.
We're starting from 0. Okay. Now, in Caesar cipher, we will usually call cipher text. Cipher text is called C, right? Cipher text equation is like this. Encryption is encrypting. We are encrypting the hello. We are encrypting hello. Okay. E, we are using a symbol like this: 3, plain text. 3, plain text. So I will tell you the meaning. What is the meaning of the 3 here? So here, the 3 means I'm going to rotate, I'm going to shift my plain text to 3 units, and I will be generating my cipher text. That means cipher text equal to encryption. What is encrypting? 3. I'm shifting 3, positive 3. That means to write, I'm shifting 3. What I'm shifting? Plain text. What is plain text? This is your plain text. P, hello. Hello is your plain text. I need to convert the plain text into ciphertext with this equation. Ciphertext equal to encryption of plus 3 on your plain text. Right? So let's see how it is done. Now let's see first. I'm taking this thing. Let's see H. First plain text is H. Now H has to be converted into ciphertext. Now corresponding to H, we'll go in the table. What will get in the table? What number we'll get in the table? A,
So
B, C,
7.
D, E, F, G. Yeah, 7. This is F is 5, G is 6, 7. Yeah, so H is 7. Now this 7, so what will happen to this 7? Now this I can say equal to,
Subtracted by
I can
3.
say corresponding to the, yes, exactly. So this equation, I'll complete the equation. This equation is P, whatever plain text number you're getting, P plus 3, because this 3 is coming here. P plus 3, then modulus. What is modulus? Remainder of. Then how many letters you have here? 26 letters. So modulus of 26. This is let's see what is happening here. Modulus means remainder of. Now let's take the first letter. Now the letter is H. So H corresponding to which number? 7, 7, 7, right? H correspond to 7. Plain text correspond to 7. Now, so the ciphertext equal to encrypting 3, comma 7, because plain text is 7. Hello, H stands for H. P stands for H. It is 7. Now this is equal to 7 plus 3
Mod
modulus
26.
26. So what is the meaning? Yes, 10 mod
10
26.
mod
That means remainder
26.
of, yeah,
6.
remainder of what? Remainder. This, what is the meaning of this 10 mod 26? When 10 is divided by 26, what is the remainder? Getting?
Oh,
When 10 is
okay.
divided by 26, what is my remainder? Getting? So this is the modulus, meaning of modulus. So if I say like this, 10 mod 2, what is the meaning? 10 mod 2. What is the answer? Or in C language, you might have learned 10
Okay.
percentage 2.
Right.
10 percentage. Percentage means
Remainder
mode.
0, na?
What is it? Yes, 0. Because there is remainder is 0, no? 10 divided by 2. Remainder is 0. So
Yes,
answer is 0.
sir.
So that is what we are talking about. Modulus. Okay. So this is the way if you have seen last video which I shared, you'll be easily doing this. That is an advanced video actually. That person is very, is very good. So he used to put, he's a mathematician basically. So he used to put videos like this. So now 10 modes 26. This is what you need to find. So what is the remainder when 10 is divided by 26? What is the remainder?
10.
Yes, 10.
10.
Right. Because 26 is less than 26. Definitely, if you divide 26, definitely there is 0. So 0. No, sorry, this is not the way. Sorry. This is the way. Right. This is the way. How many 26 are there? So 0. Remainder? 10 is remainder. Quotient?
Yes.
0. Getting? So remainder is yeah. Remainder is 10. So that's it. What I'm trying. So here we got encrypted. What is encrypted version of H? What is encrypted version of H is 10. Right. Now this 10 we are getting here. C corresponds to 10. Now what we'll do? I'll go again to the chart. What is the chart? The top. Yes. This 10. I have to go to the chart. What is the chart? What is happening in the 10? So corresponding to 10, what letter I'll have? H, I, J, K. So I stands for 8, J stands for 9, K stands for 10, right? So my 10 corresponding to 10, I'll have ciphertext is K. Okay. So I got the ciphertext K. Now every H I will replace divided by K. So hello, first word is K. Now corresponding to E. Who can you tell me what corresponds to he? Hello, say we are talking about he. Sorry, E. E corresponds to which letter? Try to find.
H.
7.
Sorry.
So how we write
Sir,
it?
H.
Let's write this also. Then what? H.
H.
Yeah, you're right. H.
Corresponds
So
to
how
H.
will we do it? Yes, C 36. Yeah, of 3 comma E. E corresponds to which number? E corresponds to 4, right? So we have to E corresponds to 4. That means P plus 3. Question is P plus 3 mod 20. That means 3 plus 4 mod 26. That means 7 mod 26. Nothing but 7, right? So corresponding to 7, which number I have? Corresponding to 7, I have H.
H.
So E, I have H. Getting? Right. So this is the way of I am encrypting. So let's take an example of a bigger number. Let's take an example. For example, we have something more than 26. So for example, I'll take HELLO. Suppose I have hellos. So for I'm doing encrypting on this text hellos. For example, I'm adding something Z hellos. Right. For example, I have done all this. E stands for H. L stands for something. E stands for O stands for, no. Z stands for what? So let's see what Z stands for. So this is ciphertext E. What is Z stands for? We can say Z is standing for 25, right? 25. So that means 3 comma Z. That means 3 comma 25. So what is the meaning? That means 3 plus 25 more 26. That means nothing but 28 more 26. That is nothing but what is 28 more 26? What is
This is
28 more
126.
26?
2.
2.
Yes, 2. Because 28, I will one time 28 will completely, one time 26 will go to 28 and rest remainder is 2. So 2. Okay. So corresponding to Z, I will go to 2. What is 2? C. Okay. So after
सर तो
Z correspond
वो
to C.
वापस
So whatever this here H.
वापस से सर रिपीट भी करेंगे तो
Yeah,
वही
वापस
होगा ना?
डिक्रिप्ट करना है ना. Yeah. Once we go to 26, again repeat करेंगे तो वापस same mode ही आएंगे. Whatever 28, 29, 50, whatever. Again mode 26 means the remainder. You just need to check the remainder. Okay, yeah, you're right. Now, what is happening in decryption mode? Now this hello will be sent as hellos. If you convert it KHOORC course. This is my code for hellos. HEHELLOZ. This is my code word. Now this is sent to the receiver. Okay. Now let's see. I have a KHOORC, right? Course. KHOORC. Now this is sent to the receiver. Now let's see what receiver is going to do. Now decryption. Now receiver is decryption. Now receiver is going to do decryption. Now what is decryption? Let's see. This is now we have to record plain text. Plain text equal to decryption algorithm. Instead of encryption, now decryption of what? K, same key. We have to use same key and ciphertext. Now we'll get plain text. Okay, decrypting with key and ciphertext, we'll get plain text P. Now let's see how it is done. This equation here also there is an equation C ciphertext minus K. Now we have to decrement the K, which is the key 3. Usually Caesar we had Caesar cipher we had 3, so that is why. And now mode same 26. Now this is the decrementing thing. Now again we should know that ABC till Z we need 0, 1, 2, 3 till 25 is the. Now what happens? How to convert plain text here? Decrement first is K. Let's take K. Decrypt K. Let's take K. A, B, C, D, E, F, G,
10,
H, I, J, K. K 10. Take K corresponds to 10. So what we have? 3. K corresponds, sorry. This is K. So 3, 10, right? This is key. This is ciphertext. So 10. K corresponds to 10. Now 3, 10. So what is the equation? C minus K. 10 minus 3.
10 minus
Mode
3.
26.
7.
3. That means 7 mode 26. So what is 7 mode 26?
Mm,
Yeah, 7 mode 26. What over?
7.
Yeah, 7. Remainder is 7, definitely. Now we again come back to our table. Okay, so 7 again we come back to the table.
H.
Corresponding to 7, what we will have? Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
H.
Yeah, H. Okay, so from that, yes, corresponding to this, we have cipher code, plain text code 7, and 7 correspond to H. Exactly. Now we'll do again H. For H, we have the number 7. So again, plain text equal to D37. Now it's nothing but 7 minus 3 mode 26.
4
That
mod
means 4
20.
mode,
4 mod
we'll get
26.
4 only, right?
4
That is 4. So corresponding to 4, we have E. Okay. So corresponding
E.
to H, we have the corresponding to H, we had 7, and corresponding to number 7, we have the code 4. Corresponding to 4 code, we have HE. So likewise, we will decrypt each of the things till Z. So in the receiver, we will be decrypting back. So main thing is we need some kind of protocols or algorithm like this, right? So this is the main thing. This is we are talking about. We need a strong algorithm. We need a strong protocol. We need what else we have discussed. Then we need a strong methods for distribution of this key. Here the receiver and sender have the common key. What is the K here? 3, right? Receiver also knows the key, sender also knows the key. So we need to distribute the key also with the receiver and sender. So we need to develop methods for distribution of the and sharing of the key. Again, we need to generate secret information. Sometimes the key, I can change the key. I need to change the key to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 and randomly. But there should be some algorithm. What kind of random methods you're using? Based on temperature, based on the time, based on a lot of things you can make keys, and maybe it is also publicly available in some cases, right? Public keys are there and private keys are there. Okay, so first algorithm is required, like we discussed. Then we need to share the information, secret information. Then we should have methods for distribution and sharing of the key information. Then we need to have protocols, right? So if you, this is a very simple. These days these things are not used at all because these are very weak. These algorithms Caesar cipher are very weak, and these keys are easily tracked, easily, can be easily hacked. Last time I gave an example, most of the English alphabets as E correspond to E. For example, if E is more happening more in your in your code, decrypt code. So after before decryption, the ciphertext we have lot of a letter like Z. That means Z in the ciphertext correspond to E in your plain text. It's very easy. That means Z correspond to E. So if easily you get the value of key here, maybe the key is here, maybe 22 or something, right? So if there is a frequency analysis, we can see majority is one alphabet. We know most probably it is going to be E, or most probably it's going to be A. So this is very easy to hack into, crack into, or this is very unstable. We can easily crack it. So these things are not used. Earlier, this might have been used in wars and prehistoric times, but these days it's not used. Okay, so that's it. We'll stop it here. It's already 6:20. So I just going to give an example of decryption and encryption. So basically, you should know this model. Okay, sender,
Sir,
transformation, message, channel. Yeah, yeah.
sir, you were telling about Nigeria that you told
Audible?
Nigeria due to some reason. What was that?
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Can you repeat? I didn't hear it. Sorry.
Sir, you were telling about Nigeria that you told Nigeria due to some reason. Then what was that reason?
Only reason is there are a lot of lot of cases coming from hackers from Nigeria. We can see
Okay.
around 30 to 40% of cases. I seen there are a lot of cases coming from, because we locate the IP address. Not only IP address, MAC address, and everything, and they are these servers or these systems or laptops are located somewhere in Nigeria. So what to do? What to do? Say even if we have strong case in India, if we go to Nigeria, will the Nigerian government will allow them to? Because there is no law in Nigeria, like maybe getting in
Hmm.
Nigeria, if the laws doesn't support that this people can be taken back to India, what can we do? Because there's an international organization, international rules, hacking rules or cybersecurity rules has to be there, but it is not there in place right now. Every country has its own rules. So a lot of banks, people are making a lot of money out of this bank. They are cheating the banks, and banks are cheating people because different laws are in different countries. For example, Swiss account in Swiss or Switzerland, there is a very strong law that these people who are having accounts in Swiss, Switzerland bank or Swiss banks, they are having good privacy. No
Yes,
government,
sir. They do not disclose any information to
any
others.
pressure from the any government, yeah, disclose that information. So it is very easy, no? So we can have an account there and we can put a lot of black money over there. So this kind of different rules are in cyber security also. So even if you have a good case in India, we cannot be able to deport these criminals there. We can just watch them. So this is the problem. So that is why I'm taking example is Nigeria, because a lot of cases, because a lot of you know, we can say focused cyber security criminals have their offices, big buildings, focused on this cheating criminals. So not only is Nigeria, I'm taking an example, just because a lot of cases are arise from the, and there are these things happening in China, because China is much advanced in India than in cyber security. So we cannot compete whenever there is a this is a true information. Don't think that I'm degrading India, but this is true. China is much advanced in cyber security. We are not able to easily track or hack something, but they have, they could have easily hacked Indian system. So okay, so these things, there are a lot of things happening. So main point is, when you're an electronics engineer, if you have good idea, interest in security, and you good interest in computer networks, and you understand some basic algorithms, there is high chance that you will be having better scope, job opportunities in security, and well-paid jobs, and good future and all those things. Okay, so that's it, and we'll stop it here. So I'll be giving you, sharing some, maybe some questions on this, and that's it.
Sir,
Okay, so any more doubts you can put in Google Classroom. We'll yeah, sure.
sir, I
Yeah,
would like to share something. Can I?
you're
Can I?
audible. Shivani, you are asking something.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir. I would like to
Sure,
share
sure.
the
Please,
screen with
please.
you. Can I? Okay, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Uh,
You can share the screen and stop proceeding.
Sir, I'd like to show this one. Sir, it is displayed there. Hello? Hello?
Shivani, can you share once more your screen? Can you share once more?
Yes, sir.
It's
Yes, sir.
not chat
Yes,
right
sir.
now.